operate in Uganda and as such in Kampala. But it's also true that it's the role of the authority headed by the Lord Mayor to make strategies, policies, and programs to enhance service delivery in the city. You're also aware that we have a very big gap between the rich and the poor. And this gap must be narrowed. And that's the reason that some of us were elected into power, to make sure that the city becomes a city for all. For all. The rich, the poor, the tax operators, the widows, the youths. All those in Kampala must have a mandate of staying in the city. And our role as leaders is to make sure that we create smart environment for them to be able to do business in the city. That's our role. Unfortunately, the minister is making statements out of the law. You have always told us to work under the rule of law. The Lord Mayor has his mandate. The ED has a mandate of implementing the policies made by council. The governing body of the city. He talked about Section 6 of the Act. What the minister is actually doing, it's an illegality that every person should resist from. Like I told you that the ED is responsible to enforce the law, but it's our mandate basically to make policies and strategies to enhance it. And this must be done with consultations from all key stakeholders. You cannot all of a sudden come and say you are giving a directive. This directive must be incorporated in the law. It must work with the law. The directive cannot work in isolation. I am aware that KCCA put in media that it had 2,320 stalls in the market. All the markets in KCC. We have 16 public markets, but KCC had 2,320 stalls that were taken by those that had no stalls. Today, as we speak, we have over 30,000 hawkers plus street vendors. I'm going to create more chaos in the city. Crime will increase. So you cannot all of a sudden come out as a minister and say, off the street without providing alternatives. Where are you going to put the 30,000 hawkers plus street vendors if you don't provide alternatives? And that's the reason that we are here, to say, hello, reduce your speed. You must do consultations. I don't know whether the Lord Mayor, who is currently in charge of policy, whether he was contacted together with his council, whether he was consulted. The minister has no mandate at all. No mandate at all. You have a mandate of vetoing a decision made by council. But that directive, I believe it's unfounded and not practical at such a time when actually people are taking back the children to school. When we are just from election, you cannot disorganize and destabilize the country. You have not made consultation. Even when you are making stages, you did not consult the key stakeholders. Here we have the border operators, we have the owners of border, we have the road users, we have the elected leaders. We are not consulted. And you did gazette the stages. They don't know how many stages you have available. And this was done by the physical planning directorate. It was done in error. Today as we speak, there is no law, operating law. The Kampala Public Transport Ordinance is being cooked. Council, I heard that Council on the 24th of this month is going to pass that law. So there is no law yet. Where does the minister get the mandate of operating outside the law? So I do think that the minister should recall that directive so that we can basically organize the vendors. Like I did say, we need a better city, we need a clean city. We are going to work towards that. And we must engage every key stakeholder. We cannot operate outside the law. The council had come out with a resolution of setting aside 4 major roads in the CBD. That is Kafumbe, Mukasa, Namirembe Road for the PWDs, Allen Road, and Sevana Road. They had put aside those roads in the evenings from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. to be used by the vendors during that time, only during that time. And that resolution is still there. We have the Sunday market. You have not utilized all these avenues, and you have not even talked about them, and you're saying that people should go off the streets. And in the new law that is governing markets, we have seasonal markets, we have temporary markets. So we must basically operate within the law, other than coming out with the directives that are not enforceable. We the leaders, we the elected leaders are going to make sure that everything goes on well. Thank you.
Is my name, currently the Council Chief Whip, also the Caucus Chairperson, National Unity Platform 2021-2026. First of all, I'd like to register my disappointment once more with the Minister for Kampala. The Minister for Kampala made a very, very reckless statement of saying election season is over, now you vacate the streets of Kampala. It means the residents of Kampala just being used, which we are going to stop this very time. You know, there's been a tendency of ganging together the urban poor of Kampala, smiling for them, hugging them, giving them kisses, giving them gifts and money when we are into the election period. Immediately after the election period, we treat them as used material. That is going to stop. From us as elected leaders, we demand that the minister pulls back on whatever statement she made, because in order to run a smooth Kampala, in order to run a Kampala that's going to work for everyone in Kampala, we are supposed to sit together on one round table.
Fake directives, not backed by any audience, made by the As we the elected leaders, we want to restate our commitment to the people of Kampala. We are not going to leave you as orphans. We are going to fight for you. This is a battle. If Ms. Akabanda thinks that she's going to sit wherever she is or wakes up and give those fake directives, as the leaders of Kampala, we are not going to tolerate that nonsense. Because she doesn't have any audacity to give those directives. Even the president gives the directives within the law. The minister only has the powers to veto, but even vetoing within the law, vetoing the illegality. So wherever she sat and gave those fake directives, we want to commit ourselves to the people of Kampala. Do not listen to those directives.